Hey, welcome back to Why I Hate Being a Wife. I'm your host, and today we need to talk about something that's absolutely destroying my attraction to my partner. I married a partner. Somehow I ended up with another child. And I'm not talking about our kids. I'm talking about the fact that I have to manage my husband like he's a child. I have to remind him about things. I have to delegate tasks. I have to supervise. I have to follow up. I have to explain how to do basic things. And you know what? Nobody wants to fuck someone they have to parent. Today, we're talking about the mother-child dynamic that develops in marriages when women have to manage their partners. We're talking about why this happens, what it does to attraction and respect, and why I'm so fucking done with it. Let's start by talking about what it actually looks like to manage your partner like he's a child. Reminding him about things. Don't forget we have that thing on Saturday. Did you remember to call about that appointment? You said you'd do that thing. Did you do it? Like he's a child who needs constant reminders. Like I'm his personal assistant, tracking his responsibilities. Delegating tasks. Can you take out the trash? Can you pick up milk on your way home? Can you give the kids a bath? I have to assign tasks. I have to tell him what needs to be done. I'm the manager delegating to the employee. Following up, did you do that thing I asked you to do? Did you remember to handle that? Because if I don't follow up, it doesn't get done. So I have to check. Like a parent, checking if their kid did their homework. Explaining how to do things. Here's how you work the washing machine. This is how you pack the diaper bag. This is what you need to do for bedtime. Basic things. Things he's perfectly capable of figuring out. But I have to explain them like I'm teaching a child a new skill. Making decisions for him. What he's going to wear to that event. What he's going to bring. What time he needs to leave. Because if I don't manage these things, he'll show up underdressed or late or unprepared. Tracking things for him, his doctor's appointments, his family's birthdays, his mom's gift preferences. Things he should be tracking himself, but I track them because otherwise they won't get done. Supervising to make sure it's done right. He does a task, but I have to check it because half the time it's done wrong or done halfway, and I have to redo it. So I'm not just delegating, I'm supervising, like a parent, making sure their kid cleaned their room properly. All of this is managing your partner like he's a child. And it's exhausting, and it's degrading, and it's killing my attraction to him. Let's talk about what happens when you have to manage your partner, when the relationship dynamic shifts from partners to parent-child. You lose respect for him. It's really hard to respect someone who acts helpless about basic life tasks. Someone who needs to be reminded and managed and supervised. I married him because I respected him. I thought he was capable, intelligent, competent. But when he acts like he can't figure out how to schedule his own doctor's appointment, that respect erodes. He becomes dependent on you, not in a healthy, interdependent way, in a childlike way. He depends on you to manage his life, remember his obligations, tell him what to do. He can't function independently because he's learned that you'll handle it, so he doesn't have to. You become his mother. You're not his partner. You're the person who takes care of him, the person who manages him, the person who makes sure he's okay. That's a mother's role, not a wife's role, not a partner's role. The power dynamic becomes unequal. The parent has power over the child. That's not a relationship between equals. When you're managing him, you have power, but it's not the kind of power you want in a marriage. It's not partnership power. It's parental power. And that fucks up the entire relationship. You can't be vulnerable with him when you're his mother figure. You can't be soft. You can't show weakness. You have to be the strong one, the capable one, the one who has it together, because he's dependent on you. You can't both fall apart. Someone has to hold it together, and that someone is always you. Intimacy dies, not just sexual intimacy, though we'll get to that, but emotional intimacy. When you're parenting your partner, you can't be equals. You can't be truly intimate with someone you are managing. The mother-child dynamic kills intimacy. It kills connection. It kills a partnership that marriage is supposed to be. Let's talk about the most infuriating response to this dynamic. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. I'm willing to help. Just tell me what needs to be done. I can't read your mind. You need to communicate. Just ask and I'll do it. No. Just no. First of all, asking is labor. Delegating is labor. Managing is labor. If I have to tell you what needs to be done, I'm still doing the work for noticing, remembering, planning. I'm still the manager. That doesn't solve the problem. That just makes me your supervisor. Second, you're asking me to carry the entire mental load while you just execute tasks when I assign them. I have to notice that the trash is full. I have to remember that we need milk. I have to know that the kids need baths. I have to track all of this in my head. And then I have to assign you tasks from my mental to-do list. That's not partnership. That's not equality. That's me doing all the thinking and you doing some of the tasks. Third, why do I have to tell you? Why can't you notice? You live here too. You can see that the trash is full. You can see that we are out of milk. You can see that the kids need baths. Why do you need me to point out things that are obvious? Why can't you just see what needs to be done and do it? I can't read your mind. I'm not asking you to read my mind. I'm asking you to use your eyes to look around and notice what needs to be done. to use your brain. You are not stupid. You are capable of observation. You're capable of thinking ahead. You're capable of taking initiative. You just don't, because you've learned that if you wait long enough, I'll tell you, or I'll just do it myself. And that's not okay. So, let's talk about why men do this. Why do adult men need to be managed like children? They were never expected to manage themselves domestically. They went from their mothers managing them to their wives managing them. They never had to figure it out for themselves. Their mothers did their laundry, cooked their meals, tracked their schedules, reminded them of things. Then they got married, and their wives took over those roles. They never developed the skills. They never had to. Someone was always doing it for them. Society doesn't expect men to be competent at domestic tasks. Men are allowed to be clueless about household management. It's almost celebrated. Oh, you know how men are. They don't notice these things. But women? We are expected to be naturally competent. We are judged harshly if we're not. So, men aren't held accountable for incompetence, and women are held to impossibly high standards. They've learned there are no consequences to being managed. If he doesn't remember something, I'll remember it. If he doesn't notice something needs to be done, I'll notice. If he doesn't follow through, I'll follow through. Someone will pick up the slack. Someone will make sure things get done. And that someone is me. So, why would he change? The current system works great for him. He doesn't have to manage himself because I'm managing him. Being managed is easier than being responsible. Taking full responsibility for yourself, noticing what needs to be done, remembering obligations, tracking schedules is work. It's mental labor. It's easier to let someone else do that work and just execute tasks when assigned. It's easier to be the employee than the manager, and he's chosen to be the employee. They don't respect domestic labor as real work. Household management isn't valued. It's not seen as difficult or important. It's just background stuff that happens somehow. So, why would he put effort into learning it? Why would he take ownership of it? It's not real work. It's not important. Except it is. It's what keeps our entire lives running, but he doesn't see that. Let's talk about what it does to you to have to manage your partner like a child. You are exhausted. Managing another adult on top of everything else you're managing is exhausting. You are already carrying the mental load of the household. Now you're also managing him. You are resentful. You didn't sign up to parent your partner. You wanted an adult partner, not someone you have to manage. Every time you have to remind him, every time you have to delegate to him, every time you have to follow up, you resent him more. You lose respect for him. It's impossible to maintain respect for someone who acts helpless about basic life tasks, someone who needs to be managed like a child. You used to see him as capable and competent. Now you see him as not. You feel alone. You're managing everything by yourself. He's not really helping. He's just completing assigned tasks. You're doing this alone, even though you are not alone. You can't relax. You can't take a break from managing because if you do, things fall apart. He won't step up and take over. He'll wait for you to tell him what to do. So you're always on, always managing, always responsible. You feel guilty for being frustrated. He's helping when you ask. He's willing to do things. So why are you still frustrated? Because he's not actually taking responsibility. He's just being an employee. But you feel like you should be grateful for the help. So you feel guilty for wanting more. Now let's talk about what this dynamic does to your relationship. The partnership becomes unequal. You're not equals. You're the manager and he's the assistant. That's not a partnership. That's a hierarchy. Communication becomes transactional. You're not having conversations. You're delegating tasks and he's reporting back. That's work communication, not relationship communication. Emotional intimacy disappears. You can't be emotionally intimate with someone you're managing. You can't be vulnerable with someone you have to parent. So you stop sharing your deeper feelings. You stop being fully real with him. The relationship becomes surface level. You become his mother, not his partner. The roles shift. You are not wife and husband. You're not partners. You're mother and child. And you can't have an adult relationship with someone you're parenting. Conflict increases. You are frustrated and resentful. He's defensive about being nagged. Arguments happen more frequently. And they're not productive arguments about real issues. They are fights about the fact that you had to ask him to do something again. The relationship stops being fun. When was the last time you actually enjoyed spending time with him? When you weren't frustrated or resentful or exhausted. When you're managing your partner, the relationship becomes work. It stops being enjoyable. It stops being the partnership you wanted. Let's talk about the biggest impact of the mother-child dynamic. What it does to attraction. You know what's not sexy? Having to manage your partner like he's a child. You know what kills desires? Feeling like his mother instead of his wife. When you have to remind him about things, when you have to explain how to do basic tasks, when you have to supervise him, you're parenting him, and you don't want to fuck someone you're parenting. The attraction dies, the desire disappears, because you can't simultaneously be someone's mother figure and their sexual partner. Those roles don't coexist. When he acts helpless, when he needs you to manage him, when he depends on you like a child depends on a parent, that's not attractive. Competence is attractive. Initiative is attractive. Capability is attractive. Helplessness? Not attractive. Neediness, not attractive. Requiring management, not attractive. And here's the thing. It's not just about sexual desire. It's about wanting to be around him at all. When you resent someone, when you've lost respect for them, when you feel like their parent, you don't really want to spend time with them. You're not excited to see them at the end of the day. You're not looking forward to time together. Because time together means more managing, more reminding, more delegating. The joy of the relationship is gone, and that's devastating. So let's talk about what actual partnership would look like. What the relationship would be if you weren't managing him. He notices what needs to be done without being told. He sees that the trash is full and takes it out. He sees we're low on milk and buys more. He sees the kids need baths and gives them baths. He uses his eyes. He uses his brain. He takes initiative. He takes ownership of responsibilities. He doesn't just do tasks when assigned. He owns entire areas of household management. He's not your assistant. He's an equal partner who manages his share. He figures things out without needing you to explain. He doesn't know how to do something. He Googles it. He figures it out. He doesn't immediately ask you to explain. He's a capable adult who can learn new things without being taught like a child. He anticipates needs. He thinks ahead. He notices patterns. He plans. He doesn't just react to what you tell him. He's proactively thinking about what needs to happen. He tracks his own obligations, his appointments, his family's birthdays, his responsibilities. You're not his personal calendar. He manages himself. You can trust him to handle things without supervision. When he does something, it gets done right. You don't have to check. You don't have to supervise. You can trust him. You are both managing the household together. Not one person managing and one person helping. Both people noticing. Both people planning. Both people taking responsibility. Actual partnership means actual equality. Not one person being the manager and one person being the employee. So, what needs to change? What does he need to do differently? Stop waiting to be told what to do. Notice what needs to be done. Take initiative. Don't wait for me to delegate tasks. Take full responsibility for yourself and your share of the household. Not just the task, the mental load, the noticing, the planning, the remembering. Stop asking me to explain things you can't figure out yourself. Google exists. YouTube exists. You have the same resources I had when I learned how to do things. Track your own obligations, your appointments, your family's birthdays, your responsibilities. I'm not your calendar. Don't expect praise for doing basic adult tasks. You don't get a trophy for remembering to buy milk. That's just life. Recognize that being managed is a choice you're making. You're choosing to be helpless. You're choosing to wait for instructions. You're choosing to make me your martyr. And that's a choice I need you to stop making. Understand that this is killing our relationship. This dynamic is destroying my respect for you, my attraction to you, my desire to be with you. If you want an actual partnership, if you want me to see you as my equal, if you want intimacy and attraction, you have to stop making me parent you. I'm not your mother. I'm your partner. And I need you to act like it. I need you to manage yourself. I need you to take responsibility. I need you to notice, plan, anticipate, and act without being told. I need you to be a functional adult who carries his share. Because this dynamic where I'm managing you like a child is killing me. It's killing my respect for you. It's killing my attraction to you. It's killing our relationship. I didn't marry you to parent you. I married you to build a life with you as equals, as partners. And right now, we're not partners. I'm the manager and you're the employee, and that's not what I want. That's not what I signed up for. So here's what I need. I need you to step up. I need you to take full responsibility. I need you to stop making me your mother, because if you don't, this relationship is going to die. Not with a fight or a dramatic ending, but with a slow erosion of intimacy, attraction, and connection. I can't keep doing this. I won't. So the choice is yours. Be my partner, my actual equal partner who manages himself, or watch this relationship slowly die while I parent you. Those are the options. I'm not your mother, and I'm done acting like I am. Alright, that's it for today's episode. Next time, we're talking about what I wish I knew before I became a wife. The honest truth about what marriage actually requires. And what you should know going in. Until then, remember, you didn't sign up to parent your partner. You signed up for partnership, and you deserve actual equality. This is Why I Hate Being a Wife. I'm your host, and I'll see you next time. Take care.